addiction is a device we fall into to avoid memory of all the things we did. We don't want to face it. The thing to do there, just as we have a hell bag for our bad memories, have a devil bag. The devil was in control. And when the devil's in control, anything can happen. And everything did. So it's inefficacious to remember specific events that bring cortisol, adrenaline, anxiety, embarrassment. Don't go into singular events. Put it all in the devil bag. The devil was in control, that's it. And don't go beyond that. It's too embarrassing. Unless you're so much in denial you're not embarrassed, and that's even a worse situation. As you get older, you wake up to what you did. I'm still waking up to things I did decades back that I was in a complete fog about. As you get older, you wake up, it's very bad. Put it in your devil bag. The devil was in control. It wasn't you. It was a totally different person. You've been transformed. This is a sex chat. Men are the pollinators, women are the nesters. It's a feminist lie from hell to say that women want sex as much as men. They don't. They want love and they confuse sex with love. They want a relationship and they say, oh, we're in a relationship, when he's just using her. He's just dropping by when his cycle comes around and then leaving. Or asking her to come over and then he says, get your things. In other words, get out. That's being used. But modern feminist women, under the guise of freedom and independence, think, oh, we're in a relationship and everybody has sex. That is, no, it's wrong. You're being used. You're not being loved. Get real. Because as you get older, you're going to wake up to what you're doing and it's not going to feel very good. The mark of a woman who didn't have a daddy, didn't have a strong father figure, or had a mother who was a slut. Since the divorce, she has one serial fornicating man coming in after another. That's the lesson the daughter learned. And, you know, her supposed boyfriend butters her up. He's real nice like this guy, a smiling devil up here. And they have sex, and then he leaves for another week. And she thinks, oh, we're in a relationship. But inside, she's crying inside. Especially if he's married, which is horrible. The consequences of adultery are horrible. But if a woman is so naive and didn't have a daddy and wants love so desperately, she does confuse sex for love. Because that's all he's giving her. Oh, he may pay her or give her jewelry, you know, gotta keep her in line somehow. But it's still just a sex gift. It's wrong. And that just shows how naive she is. A grown, mature woman, a lady, would slap his face like in the old days. But that's not happening anymore. If you go on like this, and I'm talking to women, but also men, this channel is for both sexes. What's going to happen to a woman like that who's giving in and thinking it's love, being so easy, just because she wants love and it's not love? You're going to wake up and he's going to be married to somebody else. He's going to not even tell you. He's going to marry somebody he respected. And then he's going to call you for sex on the side. He's going to have the audacity to want to continue the sex relationship. And if you're that dumb, I feel sorry for you. You've got to protect yourself and not let people use you. Men, remember, it's about sex and money in this world. You got to get real, and you got to get your own finances together. And if you have relationships, it's got to be even Steven. You get something out of it, he gets something out of it, or with marriage, you take care of the household, he takes care of the provision, not just being used. Great women in history and in the Bible had incredible tribulations to overcome. They went through far more than men to bring out that seed of greatness. They became great because they overcame bigger obstacles. They had more to overcome. Men are naturally defensive and fighting for their rights. They started that in grade school, but women less so. They didn't learn to. So they had more tribulation to overcome to bring out that seed of greatness. And I believe most of it was people problems, dealings with men, not knowing what the hell was going on and allowing themselves to be used because we live in a sexual generation. It was free love in the 60s, and the grandkids of those hippies are now ruling. And they're having kids, and people think nothing of having sex out of marriage. And women are the ones who are used. I know men are hurt too. Women are now getting back by, they're the ones who are asking for divorce. And then men often suicide. They can't tolerate. I know men are too. But it started with illicit sex. Giving in, the woman should put the brakes on, and then having a true respectful relationship, a commitment, and that stays through life, and love. Now that brings a happy life. That brings a protected life. But if you don't have that, you have an ugly divorce, disrespect, adultery, the whole house is brought down, the kids and pets suffer, the thing is split in two, and oftentimes women end up on the street. They're not provided for. Angry divorce. Divorce is a big industry. Lawyers make so much money from it because it's so common, and it all started with the free love generation. Every town has one, the town slut. Well, I knew one. And she used to say, I do it with everybody. I said, what? You do it with, what are you talking about? She had been influenced by the sitcom on TV, The Golden Girls. Older women, very well dressed in a high-class house, made it look superior, you know, and they were all easy. And Blanche was the easiest one. She flaunted her sexuality. She flaunted that she was totally a slut, a tramp. And it made it look cute. Well, this woman I knew was influenced by that. She thought it was cute to do it with everybody. That's how sick that this has become, influenced by the television. And it's terrible because it's tearing down a culture. There's nothing more important than maintaining the family in a very happy, honorable relationship. But with this going on, it's the opposite. It's the devil. It's the difference between the devil and God. Heaven and hell. It produces hell. Adultery and serial fornication, which they call relationships, is hell. And it brings a culture down into hell. If you stay sweet, you can reproduce heaven on earth. You can be one of the few that are happy throughout life. Man meets a woman who's honorable and won't allow this crap, and in a very indignant way says, no, I won't do that. And he respects her, and then he marries her. He will protect her as a gem, as a pearl in his life, something hard to find, very hard to find. He'll protect her and she'll have a happy life. If you're unprotected, and if you live with a man who hates you because he sees you as a tramp, even though he'll use you, oh yeah, he'll use you, but afterwards he'll disregard you. It's like a grenade range under the same roof. Living with a man who hates you. He doesn't really hate you, he hates the idea of you. He's disgusted by it. Men will use a woman and still be disgusted by her. It's the opposite. Have a happy life and get rid of the fool, because men will use you. Find a decent man, a good man, a godly man. He won't do that, and he'll respect you for your honor. This is a sex chat, and things haven't changed. You call it progressive, that women are as easy as men and promiscuous as men. That's not progression. That's digression. That's de-evolution. It's not evolution, it's de-evolution. You have cycles in history. The Bible talks about it, where people were fornicating in the streets. And you had cycles of history where people were monsters. They looked like it and acted like it, where murder reigned. And then you have cycles where it was the opposite. Things were wholesome, families stayed together, and things were good. It's cyclical in history. And we're going through the same thing. And people think, oh, we're progressive. We're not progressive. We are digressive. We are going to hell. And it all hinges on sex. Yes, sex. That's the importance of a sex chat. Now, what's it all about? It's all about sex and money. That's what it all comes down to. And that's why it's so important to have a sex chat with young girls or even middle-aged women who are being used. Stop it. He doesn't even see you as a human being. He sees you as subhuman, just a receptacle. It's wrong. If he saw you as a lady, he would fall in love with you. But you don't give him a chance. Make him take you out to dinner, not just drop by. No, that's wrong. You take you out to dinner, wine and dine you, and don't give him sex for dinner. That's being a prostitute. What's the difference? Get to know a person first. And once you have a commitment and are married, then sex. Don't be dumb. Men have two kinds of women, Madonna and whore. And a whore who will let him give in to him like that, he doesn't respect her. It's just like your mother, erase that, your grandmother and great-grandmother told you. Not your mother, she probably is doing the same thing. It's 3 or 4 generations from sanity. Don't give in. Men want sex more than women, so what are you getting out of it? It's selfishness. It's being used. It's not being loved. And as you get older, you're going to want a commitment. And a man who provides for you and protects you and respects you and gives you a family and a home and goes out to work to support you and provides. That's a man who respects a woman, because men want to provide. It's in their DNA to want to provide and protect their family. But he's not going to protect somebody like you. Now, the greatest sins are sins of the flesh. That refers to sex. Sins of the flesh lead to other sins of the flesh like murder, jealousy, envy, backbiting, fault-finding, whispering. It's all about sex and the things that came from it. Divorce, just broken relationships, serial relationships, and never really mourning each one. As soon as you don't have time to mourn and grow up after a breakup, you get right back into another relationship, usually begun by sex. In the woman's mind, that seals the deal. That seals the partnership, the relationship, and it's not a relationship. It's just a sex relationship, and she can't see that. Sins of the flesh, watch out for that. Become pure, then you'll be happy. I heard of one young boy, a young man. He said, yeah, I gotta take her out to dinner. So he would take her out to dinner, and he had a mattress in his van already. That's prostitution. That is one of the clearest examples of what I'm talking about. Doesn't matter that he takes you out to dinner, even though that's a huge accomplishment from him just dropping by, yeah. It's still prostitution. Now, if the man is older and in a position of authority, it's a whole nother ball game. If she hasn't had a daddy, she's searching for a daddy. And she transfers that to this guy who's a priest, a teacher, a coach, an uncle, an older neighbor, a major merchant in town where he has superior position and she doesn't. That's daddy, and she can't say no. That's a really bad position, and the most horrible thing she agrees to because of that too, because he's an authority figure. I don't think people realize what a strong, powerful bond that is if he's older, and he takes advantage of it. And only like 20 years later does she realize what happened, because it's unconscious, it's a subconscious thing, parenting. If you want a father figure, fine. I understand that. In many ways, the husband becomes the father figure. It's substitutionary. It substitutes the original system. But find a good father, one that provides for you and protects you and marries you, provides a home for you, and is steady and is true to you. That's a good father figure. Don't go for the bad father template because your own father was missing or left your mother or was a two-timer. Don't copy that. That's a bad father template. You want the good father template. A lot of young girls will go for the flashy guy. You know, he's handsome, he's on the football team, he's popular, he dresses nice, slick back hair, admired. Okay, that guy, that might be the pinnacle of his life. His apex is in high school. From there on, he goes down, down, down. I'm sure you've all seen that. And the nerdy guy who's studying, he's busy studying, he's just, you know, he's dependable as a friend, but he's not flashy. He's the guy who can provide for you later. He can give you a nice home and protect the family and be true to you. The guy who was a nerd. The flashy guy turns out to be nothing. Think about that, girls. Girls who are in that insecure position of improper parenting, she's insecure, she wants love. She'll put up with a guy who beats her, breaks her nose, breaks her ribs, and she'll break up with him and come right back to him because he comes back crying and promising never to do it again. That's the kind of thing, the improper bond that happens from poor parenting. The desperate need for love makes her hang in to a dangerous situation. And this is not uncommon. Now, in a high, exalted generation where families are together, she has a daddy to protect her, and she wouldn't put up with somebody who shows violence or even raises his voice, because emotional violence or verbal violence is the first step. You get away from him. Get away. But you see, that's what happens. And even if her father wasn't violent, she wants that bond. And when they break up, it's like a pit of the stomach. Hurts so much. The fear of being alone is so great. The fear of being free of the bad father template, the bad daddy.